Huge pretzels, friendly polka music, and enormous steins of delicious lager. Oktoberfest is back, baby, and what better way to celebrate than with a liter of Festbier, homebrewed Festbier to be precise. So slap on some lederhosen and let's get brewing. I'm Trent Musho, and this is the Brew Show. Let's brew an easy Oktoberfest beer. Almost exactly 2 years ago, I brewed up a Märzen and made a video on it. Märzen is the richer and toastier version of today's beer. Both drank at Oktoberfest and both excellent. But if you're looking for something a little lighter, and in my opinion a bit easier to drink a liter of, then Festbier is the way to go. But in reality, they are super similar. I mean, if you just take a look at the recipe, it's all about swapping around the main base malt amount to impact the color, dropping from about 12 SRM to 5. Other than that, ABV, IBU, and other details are just about the same. You could drop the ABV slightly if you wanted, but nothing too drastic, aiming for something like 4.5 to 5.5%. But this ain't no wimpy lager. This is full of flavor and one of the most delicious lagers at that. So no need to make things complicated or fancy, it's just a damn good beer for a fun time of year. Let's just get to brewing so we can enjoy the Festivus sooner rather than later. Big thanks to the partners that made this video possible. Northern Brewer for providing the ingredients used today, Clawhammer Supply, which makes the 120 volt 5-gallon system I'll be brewing on today, for which I'll leave an affiliate link in the description if you're interested in getting one yourself, and FJDynamics, who are the makers of this great little pocket refractometer, but more on that later. The start to any great lager recipe is collecting the water. Distilled or RO is best for the cleanest slate since lagers are a bit delicate. And then I built the water profile using water salts to look something like this. Next I heated up the water and prepared to mash at 148 Fahrenheit. The grain bill looked like this: 80% Pilsner, German of course, 12% Munich, because this is a Munich based beer, but also for added color and malty complexity, and 8% Vienna for a touch of malt sweetness. With it all ground up, I mixed it into the water and mashed for 45 minutes. I can't really emphasize how nice it is to walk away and know that the Clawhammer electric system is just going to keep the mash temp consistent. That's what I call ease of mind. After the mash timer was up, I pulled the grains and brought the wort to a boil. At the top of the 30-minute boil, I added 1 ounce of Hallertau, a classic German hop that hails from Bavaria, the home of Oktoberfest. Oh, wait a sec. I just realized I made a grave error. That hop bag says Hallertau Blanc, which completely slipped through the cracks. While they have similar names, their flavor and origins are a bit different. You see, Hallertau refers to the region, and the word that comes after is the specific cultivar hops. So what I was hoping for was Hallertau MITTELFRÜH, the German noble hop that has woody, herbal, and floral flavors, traditional in a Festbier. But what I got was Hallertau Blanc, which was bred with Cascade, giving it green fruit, citrus, and berry notes. That's definitely going to have an impact to the beer, but we'll just have to see how it comes out. But if you're trying to stay traditional, do better than me. Okay, well anyways, at the end of the boil, I added another 2 ounce of Hallertau Blanc at flame out. Oof. And then I chilled down as cold as I could get it. I'm aiming to ferment this as traditionally as I can for lagers. That means around 55 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll use my cooling coil that I showed in my temp control video and a lot of ice to keep it down, at least for the first few days, and then slowly ease up to 69 by the end of the week to finish out fermentation. And for yeast, I'll be using the loved L17 Harvest from Imperial Yeast. I was a tad lazy and I didn't make a starter, so I'll be pitching 2 packs to ensure I have enough yeast for healthy fermentation. Now let's talk gravity. And thanks to today's partner, FJDynamics, there's a new way to record your gravity in a small form factor. This is their pocket refractometer, and when they say pocket, they mean it. Just check out how small this is. And if you've watched my channel for any time, then you know I love a good refractometer because you don't have to take large samples to get a reading. Using a pipette, I just squirt a few drops onto the diode and hit read, and it'll give you the sugar content in bricks, which is just another measurement like specific gravity. You can then enter that number into a conversion calculator or your brewing software to get the specific gravity number. Or they have an app for your phone that can actually connect and log your readings and automatically convert to SG for you. It's a fun tool and I've been loving having it around the brewery. And if you're interested in picking one up for yourself, I'll have a link in the description for you to check out. And by the way, for this brew, the original gravity came in at 1.055, about 14 bricks. Okay, so with the yeast pitched in, I just let it rip. And if you don't have a chilling coil or a way to keep your temps down, you can always go the pressure fermented route, like I showed in last week's video. It'll keep the off flavors at bay, and you can ferment much warmer with great results. After a little over a week, it was time to take the final gravity reading. Just using my little pocket refractometer, I got a final gravity of 1.012, meaning the ABV on this one was 5.7%. From there, I kegged it up and let it condition for as long as I could. You know, technically these Oktoberfest beers are brewed way back in March, and then lagered until the end of September, which helps them age and clarify. But honestly, I didn't start this till about the end of August, so it isn't as crystal clear as it should be. But to help speed up time a bit, I did use Clarity Ferm when pitching the yeast and biofine in the keg, and it did help clarify it a bit. But time is always the best for clear beer. Despite the brew day hiccups, this turned out fantastic. The perfect body, mouthfeel, and crispness you would expect from a traditional Oktoberfest beer. And it even looks the part. But that hop mishap really did swing things a bit to the fruity side. In fact, it wasn't until I started editing and then tasting the beer in review that I noticed the Hallertau Blanc blunder. I was wondering why it had an almost mosaic or berry quality to it, and initially I chalked it up to some off flavor or something. But now knowing the flavor of Blanc, it makes a lot more sense. So hopefully you learned something from this like me. I know I'll be sure to read those hop names a little closer next time. And again, I do recommend trying to get the right hops if you brew this up. But nonetheless, this fest beer is still highly drinkable, and it goes down extremely well with a soft pretzel and some traditional Bavarian music in the background. I won't be having any issues finishing this keg. So grab a Moss and raise one up for Oktoberfest. Prost, everyone. Guess what? This isn't the first mistake I've made. In fact, I've made a lot over the years. Here's a video on some of the biggest mistakes homebrewers make and how you can try to overcome them.